Zombie survival has always been a genre that fascinated me. Shows like The Walking Dead glorify the experience of what living through a zombie apocalypse would be like, and many games have came out trying to capture the true immersion of a zombie-ridden world. And with just how many zombie games there are on the market, sometimes it's hard to find the good ones from the not so good ones. One of these games that stands out, however, is DayZ. DayZ is the love child of Bohemia Interactive, who for the longest time have been known for making those war games you'd find in your local Goodwill. DayZ actually started out as a mod for the popular game Arma 2. After its initial release, servers started to fill up of people wanting to play the mod, and soon enough Bohemia Interactive created DayZ Standalone as its own official game. Now there really isn't a goal in DayZ other than surviving as long as possible, so the majority of what you're going to be doing in DayZ is going from town to town collecting resources. But the thing is that DayZ is an entirely multiplayer game, which means that at all times there are other people playing on the same map as you, doing exactly what you're doing with the exact same goal: to survive as long as possible. Unlike other horror games where the majority of fear is given through actions that happen within the game, what makes DayZ so unique is that the fear is experienced from the lack of action. You're gonna spend so much time in a quiet environment besides the zombies that you kill that any sort of loud sound is gonna make 10 times the impact it would have made from any other game. And this is usually from other players. Now, encountering another player in DayZ is treated as an event. Since you have no idea who's on the other side of that player, you never really get a clear indication whether they want to help or kill you. And this is another thing that makes DayZ so unique from other horror games, is that your survival relies entirely on you being able to pick up psychological cues. The way someone talks and even the way they move in-game can give away their intentions. And it's not from NPCs that are predictable and have movements programmed into them. It's by real people. Someone in that police station. I wouldn't go in there if I were you. You think I should kill him? I think I should kill him. I really want that shotgun. Oh, he's done, bro. He's down. Bro, I got him with the old fucking police station trick. In DayZ, the results of combat rely on 40% skill and 60% strategy. A game like DayZ, with how god-awful the combat system can be, has some fights rely more on getting into the other player's head more than whoever has the better weapon. Everyone, whether they're an experienced veteran or not, all go through the same process when engaging another player. They try to get into their head and figure out where they would go. Now, what the majority of players don't realize is that the other player is doing exactly what you're doing. Sometimes fights can last up to an hour as both players are trying to find and wait for each other to move out of position. And even when the fight's all said and done, you're still not safe. You don't want to go looting the body because you don't know if someone's watching that body, just waiting to reap on your rewards. Sometimes fights can result in both parties losing, as the results of getting shot in DayZ are brutal. This as a result makes both players think if going into a fight is going to be worth it, a mechanic that in and of itself is the most innovative part of playing a game like DayZ. Sound is actually one of the key senses that DayZ focuses on, arguably more than sight. Especially if you're traveling on your own, it can either be your ally or your enemy. When playing isolated for long periods of time, your mind starts to play tricks on you, and sometimes your ears can be the only thing that differentiates what you think you see versus reality. That's a car. Congratulations! This usually happens more when you're all looted up and the risk of encountering another player is more threatening than the actual zombies. Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention there's zombies in this game. And that's mainly because the zombies play second fiddle to the human interactions. Because zombies on their own are manageable and can be dealt with, even in large groups. But another player is a whole nother ballgame. Players have more sound cues than zombies, so the majority of the time you'll end up hearing another player before you actually see them. Oh. Now, if you do have the unfortunate circumstance of traveling alone, things get a lot more different. The environment doesn't change, but the overall tone of walking around from town to town makes you more and more paranoid that you're being followed or watched, especially when you see things like dead zombies strung around the towns or doors to buildings opened. You start raising your guard, and even the littlest of sounds can make your skin crawl. So you start doing things like constantly checking behind you to see if you're being followed, or staying in buildings and checking outside to see if you can find anyone lurking around the walls. Every little creak in the floorboards has you convinced someone's waiting on the other side of that door, ready to shoot you down as soon as you open it. Versus when you're with someone and actually have the luxury of conversation and a reliable guard to watch your back. But when you're alone, it's just you, left with your thoughts fighting against you.